Ant-Man 3 is a complete and total box office disaster. It's official. It can't be argued anymore. This is what we've been telling you has been happening with the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a while. Outside of Spider-Man No Way Home, which was a fantastic film, but it's also an anomaly because it wasn't part of the social justice, identity politics propaganda that we've seen with the Marvel Cinematic Universe since Endgame. And it was happening before Endgame, but you started to really see it take effect after that. So now, moving forward with the Marvels, with Captain Marvel 2 or whatever they're going to call it, that film is going to be in serious, serious trouble. And I really wonder what they're going to do to spin this, because Ant-Man 3 is seeing massive diminishing returns. And we have seen this. We saw this with Thor Love and Thunder. We saw this with the Eternals. We saw this with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We have been seeing this happening. And now Ant-Man, the first film of Phase 5, is a disaster. Quantumania, worst drop for a Marvel movie. Cocaine Bear, very high on $21 million. A Marvel movie is losing gravity in its second weekend atop the box office, with Ant-Man and the Wasp clocking the worst second frame drop ever for an MCU title at 70% to 72%. That's while two lower budgeted releases outstrip their projections. We're talking about Universal's Elizabeth Banks directed Cocaine Bear and Kingdom Story. And Cocaine Bear budgeted in the low 30s, and it made $21.2 million. Those tepid audience exits and B cinema score are certainly impacting Ant-Man and the Wasp. The second weekend drop here for Ant-Man 3 beats out the Ang Lee Hulk, 69.7, and Black Widow, 67.8, which was shackled by a theatrical day and date release. And Thor Love and Thunder, 67.7%. The movie is expected to do 30 to 32 million this weekend. One could say, hey, Marvel, got to make them better. But this Ant-Man threequel saw the best opening ever. See, this is the nonsense. Like, we had people making these reports like, this is a tweet from Eric Davis. Box office for Ant-Man. Quantumania opens at 104 million to win the weekend. This is the fifth MCU film in a row to open at 100 million. Biggest opening for Ant-Man series. Biggest opening of 2023 so far. Only third February movie to ever open at 100 million plus, behind Black Panther and Deadpool. These are such nonsensical takes. You are completely misrepresenting what was going on with this movie. And that is what the shill media does. This is why people don't believe them. This is why no one trusts them. Because you were trying to make this movie sound far more successful than it was. But when you're actually seeing what's going on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the diminishing returns, everyone can see it. So this is a ridiculous tweet, and we saw so many tweets like this, so many headlines like this. Ant-Man 3, the biggest opening ever for the series. This is an unbelievable triumph. All of this nonsense. It's not happening. This is why so many people are not paying attention to the shills, to the mainstream, because they're not telling you the truth. They're trying to make it sound better than it is. But the reality of it is, Marvel is in trouble. Star Wars was in trouble. We told you that. Guess what? We haven't seen any films since The Rise of Skywalker, have we? Even though it made $1 billion worldwide, that was all of the headlines, right? But you were hurting everything. You lost 50% of your audience from The Force Awakens to The Rise of Skywalker. Now you have no more Star Wars movies. We may get an announcement, but even if we get an announcement, the excitement's not there. Marvel is going through the same thing. We have never seen anything as successful as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it peaked with Endgame. And since then, you have seen them ruin this franchise, ruin this universe with identity politics, with bad storytelling, with propaganda. And it's happening, and nobody is willing to call it out in the mainstream. Right here you have Collider talking about Cocaine Bear. Ant-Man and the Wasp is shrinking at the box office after tepid reviews. And they're going to sit here and make up reasons why this is happening. Just call it like it is. Yes, it's shrinking at the box office. Why is it shrinking at the box office? Why? Because of wokeness. Because of the disease called wokeness. And you're not going to call it out. You're going to try to say, oh, we didn't see this coming. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is it happening? People have been calling it out on YouTube for years now. It's happening because people are sick and tired of your propaganda. So we're going to continue to follow this. Very interesting stuff, to say the least. Ant-Man is in serious trouble right now at the box office. Odin will have his full box office breakdown tomorrow here on this channel, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what those numbers are. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man 3, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's not doing good, and the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not looking bright at this particular point in time. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.